Peace, loving blessings. Welcome to the Mayan Moon Mondays recording with the sacred Empress Alitash. This week we are going to be strictly recorded. Next week we're going to get back into being live via Zoom. And in addition, I'm going to be live in the Mayan Moon Mondays room. So thank you so much for joining me today. Let me go ahead and share my screen. Let's go ahead and say our prayer of the seven galactic directions. The directions are crucial in the Mayan calendar because it gives us a lot of direction. So let's go ahead and take 3 deep breaths to center ourselves. From the east, house of light, may wisdom dawn in us so we may see all things in clarity. From the south, house of night, may wisdom ripen in us so we may see all from within. From the west, house of transformation, may wisdom be transformed into right action so we may do what must be done. From the north, house of the eternal sun, may right action reap the harvest so we may enjoy the fruits of planetary being. From above, house of heaven, where star people and ancestors gather, may their blessings come to us now. From below, house of earth, may the heartbeat, may the heartbeat of her crystal core bless us with harmonies to end all war. From the center galactic source, which is everywhere at once, may everything be known as the light of mutual love. Ashe. And so this week, the moon will be moving through the signs of Taurus, which we have our full moon and our lunar eclipse. The moon moves through Gemini, Cancer, and ends in Leo. And let's talk about the moon void. Of course, it will not be a week of informative information and action driven unless you know what days to avoid outward new action. And that's when the moon is void. When the moon is void, it is best to do things internal and not start anything externally, or you will do it again. So for this week, the moon is going to be void on the 7th, the 9th, the 11th, and the 14th. The moon phases for the week. The moon starts at a waxing gibbous. Then we move into the full moon, lunar eclipse on Tuesday. And then the remaining of the week is a waning gibbous moon. So we are dealing with the light and information that we receive starting in Taurus. And we're going to end again in Leo. So important Mayan energy, and we are in the fourth self-existing moon of form. This month again is about being able to define, being able to measure, and to distinguish form. And that is going to be for the remaining of this week. Then we're going to move into the fifth overtone existing moon. We have the ripening harvest cycle, which we are in the midst of. It started on the 22nd, ending on December 12th. We have a galactic activation portal day on the 10th. We also have a clear sign day on the 10th. So that is going to be a major energy boost day. So we definitely want to take advantage of that high energy and that connection to the universe. And also, the Ripening Harvest Cycle webinar is still available. And the Intro to the Mayan Calendar webinar is also going to be available. So again, we're in that self-existing moon of form. And then we have our colors, our phase, and the direction. Whenever we see red, we know that there's an initiation happening. That's the eastern direction. White is the refinement cycle. That's the northern direction. Blue is the transformation cycle. That's the western direction. And yellow is the ripening day or ripening phase, and that's the southern direction. Now, let's go ahead and get to it. So today we're in that self-existing Skywalker energy. We're guided by universal water, so our emotions are going to be very important today. As we know, red is an color of initiation, and so we know that we can start things normally, but since the moon is void, the initiation is going to be an internal energy. So with that self-existing tone, which is what we create through for the day, is that self-existing tone of form where we're able to define and measure. The moon is began in Aries. It ended in Taurus. So that's where Taurus starts us from the beginning of the week. We are in a ripening cycle. Um, the day of the heart. So we need to come from the heart during this white magnetic dog wave spell. And we have that waxing gibbous moon. So when the moon is waxing gibbous, it's an auspicious time for affairs and businesses. We are in an expansive area of development and we are in a growth phase. The red Skywalker um, is our ability to travel through space and time. So the power of Skywalker allows us the courage to break new ground and if necessary to turn around if our choice turns out to be a poor one. By opening up and being aware of what we find on our path, we know whether or not the path is right. Skywalker teaches us how to transform space by using time as our ally. So we definitely want to be very much paying attention to what's going on around us. On Tuesday, we have the white overtone wizard guided by the higher power of spirit. Spirit is moving us to, on Tuesday. That overtone vibration has us creating through radiance. We empower and we command, and that allows us to radiate who we are. The moon is in Taurus, and we have a full moon lunar eclipse. So that full moon in Taurus is going to be signify harvest that we're going to receive for the next 3 to 6 months, and it lets us know um, where that energy is going to happen. And that depends on where this lunar eclipse is happening in your natal chart. So when we have the white wizard, it's also about enchantment, about being receptive. Um, we this white wizard energy lets us know that we have access to all the information and all the power that's available to us with all of the other signs. And then, as you can see on the picture, his eyes are closed because the answers can only be found within. And since the wizard can't enchant, he can travel through all worlds without moving. He knows that once upon a time there was no time, and we can focus on our magic. This is the white overtone wizard. So, this is a powerful day of adjustment. We will be able to make adjustments based on what we feel about our money, value, and worth, and how that shows up in our astrological chart. So make sure you check into your chart. And this is going to be activating our crown chakra. Okay. On Wednesday, we move into the blue rhythmic ego. So, also just letting you know, we're in that fourth week of the self existing moon of form. And so, we are going to receive the harvest of um, our, we're going to reap the harvest of everything we've been doing for the past 4 weeks. On this day, we're guided by the power of our higher vision. Um, our vibration is six, that rhythmic tone of equality. So that is actually guided by vision times two, because magnetic, rhythmic, and spectral energies um, have the power of two. And we're guided by our higher power of vision. So within this self existing moon form, we have very clear vision that we can create what we want from our mind. And we can create and build based on a place of independence. Vision and self confidence allows us to take everything in and develop our vision to take us as high as we want to go. So we want to focus on seeing a larger picture with clear insight and using the power of our mind to create, inspire, and be committed to our vision. This is the energy of the blue rhythmic ego. So, and that gives us a great deal of power that day, because we can see the big picture, we can see the little picture as well. And with the moon moving into Gemini on Wednesday, we have our second void, of course, that allows our vision to match and be connected to our thoughts. And Wednesday is going to connect us to our root chakra. And again, we have a galactic activation portal. So I'll need to update something somewhere I missed. On Thursday, we have the yellow resonant warrior. We're guided by the higher power of elegance. We have arrived. We are here. We are no longer at a place of survival, but of thriving. And so we move on to the finer things in life, the resonant vibration of attunement channels. We get a channel from um, the universe. We are inspired, and it brings us at one with the universe. This is also a powerful day because it's a clear sign day. It's a day of prophecy that connects us to past, present, and future. You definitely want to meditate and see what harvest the universe will give us. This is also a galactic activation portal day, and the moon continues to be in Gemini, where we are able to take the power of our mind and take it to a higher level. The yellow warrior lets us know that this is a deep day of harvest, the week of harvest, the day of harvest. And it's also about being using our intelligence to ask questions and be fearless about what we need to know. Um, So we obtain intelligence by asking questions. By being fearless and immovable, we don't settle for half answers. We know how to keep it moving to get the answers that we need. So we need to focus on our inner voice as we walk our path and advance toward our fears and ask all the questions that we need, being fearless about it. That warrior aspect, take no prisoners. When we need to advance, we have questions. This is why you see the question mark. There's three different paths that you can take, and we'll get into that on a different day. But you'll know whether you're on your path or not. Friday, let's go to the red galactic earth. We are guided by the higher power of birth, of transforming into a new situation. And the focus is integrity. And we focus on that vibration, the galactic vibration of integrity, by modeling and being in harmony. The moon starts off in Gemini. We have our next void of course, to where we know we don't start anything new, but we do all things eternally. The moon moves into Cancer, where she will basically be chilling for the rest of the week. The moon is home in Cancer. Our emotions are increased, our vulnerability. This is where we feel at home, where we can kick our shoes off and just be who we are. It's a waning gibbous moon. It's the sacral chakra being activated. The red earth um, is our grounding, it's our protection, it's our navigation. As we navigate our time and space, it opens our doors to evolving. And when we evolve, we will synchronize with the higher power and with our highest path. So we definitely want to um, focus on this galactic energy of the earth being grounded. And so the red earth is the one that moves like the earth itself. So there's always cycles that are in motion, and we need to keep it moving, let go, and have faith in the outcome of our plans and of our navigation. On Saturday, we have the white solar moon. We're guided by the higher power of timelessness. Before we had time constraints, we lived in a space of timelessness. We revert into that energy of timelessness whenever we are in our own cycles and not in the cycles of society. This solar energy is one of intention, where we pause and realize, check the pulse of what's going on around you. It will have a great impact on your perspective. The white mirror is all about being able to look at ourselves, see our shadows, see what is being reflected. What we see in our outer environment is a reflection of how we feel on the inside. And it might be because we're emotional with this moon being in Cancer, that it has an impact on what you see. Um, so, what do we send out to the world as a mirror image, and what do we receive back? This is the energy of the white solar mirror. On Saturday, we do have our throat chakra being activated and worked on. We continue to be in the waning crescent. Then on Sunday, we have a blue planetary storm. Now, we are not exempt for having storms in our life, but the blue storm allows us to see where we have become disconnected, where we are storming, which is telling us what areas of our life are ripe to be transformed. Now, we're guided by the higher power of our accomplishments on Sunday. So, what we have accomplished may lead us to a storm, or it will allow us manifestation, which is the energy of the planetary tone. Manifestation is when we perfect and produce, and we definitely will have accomplishments when we perfect and produce. That's manifestation. So the moon is still in Cancer. And so we know that our emotions are high as we are moving through the sun energy. And lastly, on Monday, we have the yellow spectral sun. This is the last day of um, the fourth self existing moon of form. I am going to miss it so much. Just being able to see what's going on around me and define it is really important. And even though this month of it is over, it's not totally over because we have that red self existing moon, which is our energy anchor for the whole year. So we still have access to that power. But man, when I tell you, it's been really on point being able to define everything and measure and to be able to see how our definitions and how we have measured things, um, how it reflects a certain form. And if we need to change that, we have that power. The yellow sun allows us to experience harvest, and at the same time, it's the last sign of the 20 solar seals of the Mayan calendar, and we have unconditional love and oneness. So we are basically ready to take our place in the sky like the sun. We're ready to shine our starlight. And it's important because this spectral energy, which again guides us by our power, higher power times two, our universal fire, our ability to spark and start new things. The spectral tone of liberation lets us know that when we dissolve things that we no longer need and we release things that we no longer need, we are liberated. And we are going to experience that liberation through the moon being in Cancer, and then the moon being void, and then the moon opening up into Leo. When the moon is in Leo, this is when we want to be noticed and appreciated. Our luck goes up, our creativity goes up, our interactions with our inner child and our children are up, and our creativity again is up, up, up. If you want to tap into your creativity as we are getting ready for Black Friday, for those who are entrepreneurs, you definitely want to deep dive into this moon and Leo energy during the yellow spectral sun, especially. And that ends our um, calendar for the week. If you have any questions, this will be on YouTube. It will also be in the Mayan Moon Monday group on Facebook. If you have any questions, you can place them there. I will be glad to answer you. This is also, if you want to give donations, you can send donations to Cash App $ Alitash ALITASH. I also do readings. You can get a eclipse reading. You can get a Mayan birth reading. Among some of the other things that I have on deck. Let me go ahead and stop sharing the screen. Um, Again, I like to thank you so much for joining my Mayan Moon Monday. If you enjoy the information that comes from the Sacred Empress Alitash, you can find me on Tuesday, Thursdays, and Fridays on Blog Talk. Calling number 563-999-3612. I am accompanied with the beautiful, talented healer June Love, and we try to bring celebration into what we call the morning. So that happens on Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays, 7 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Catch me there. Also on Thursdays, I have my Melanated Mayan Mystic podcast. But due to technical difficulties, that will be a recording this week as well. Thank you again so much for tuning in. I'll see you next week. Happy full moon, lunar eclipse. and I will see you again next week. Mwah. Peace and love and blessings to all.